Over the past hour, this gathering has heard the keynote speech of this convention. The former governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Mark Warner, coming back into politics, running now for the Senate seat being vacated by John Warner. Here is part of the message he had to impart to this crowd tonight.
I think we're blessed to be Americans. But with that blessing comes an obligation to our neighbors and to our common good. So you give every child the tools they need to succeed. That means quality schools, access to health care, safe neighborhoods, not just because it's the right thing to do, of course it is, but because if those kids do better, we all do better. And it doesn't really matter. You can be soft-hearted or hard-headed. Both are going to lead you to the same place. We're all in this together. That's what this party believes. That's what this nation believes. That's what Barack Obama and Joe Biden believe.
Part of former governor's speech, Governor Warner's speech. He's been kind enough to join us in the booth. Governor, interesting choice of words. I watched the speech. You know, there's some of the party who feel that this gathering isn't tough enough against a John McCain who, after all, hasn't let up for a day against this party.
Well, I tried to draw the contrast between this is a choice about the future versus the past. We can either have a president that's stuck in the past with yesterday's ideas, or we can go ahead and turn the page. I mean, we live in an age of enormous challenge. China moving forward, tremendous challenges with energy, obviously concerns about healthcare. Where is America's position going to be? We can turn these challenges into opportunities, and I think Barack Obama understands that, can do it, and can find that common ground that seems to be so missing from so much of our politics today.
Did you have an embedded message that you're not hearing from other Democrats on this floor or at this gathering? What is specific about Mark Warner?
Well, what I tried to say was, we did it in Virginia. And was a Democratic governor with a 2-to-1 Republican legislature. We got named the best managed state. We found that common ground. We didn't leave behind rural communities. Because at the end of the day, people want results. They want stuff done. And to many degrees, they care less about whether it's got an RD next to it. So I think that's what Barack Obama has been about. How do we move past the partisanship, the gridlock in Washington? How do you offer real solutions in this 21st century economy that's moving at internet speed?
You realize, Governor, that by giving the keynote, there's a very good chance you took one for the team tonight if your ambition has ever been the White House, because no keynoter has ever been elected to the White House.
Well, I got my own job application process right now. I'm going to asking the people of Virginia to hire me to try to go to Washington and try to find that sensible senator that actually could get the country back on the right path.
You thought about it at one point. You decided to take a pass on running for the big job. Have you decided now, for good, with this race, that the Senate would be just enough of a perch for you?
Well, you never decide anything for good in politics. I got 3 teenage daughters. I want to make sure they all get through high school and get on into college and get on to their lives. But I think that if I get hired, if the people of Virginia give me a chance to serve them, and if I could go to Washington and try to create this kind of more of a bipartisan group to actually get the country back on the right track, that's an enormous challenge and something I'd look forward to.
Governor, thank you very much for coming up, spending time with us tonight.
Thank you, Brian.
The former governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, and if he has any say in it, the future United States Senator from the Commonwealth of Virginia, Mark Warner.